Our first topic of the day is Super Bowl 54, which was pretty impressive. I don't care who you are, this was a great game. I was very impressed with the way the game was called. I felt like there was probably like one controversial call, maybe two, because you had the hands to the face that wasn't called on Jimmy Garoppolo, but in the previous quarter there was one on Patrick Mahomes which was not called. The George Kittle push-off to me didn't exist. Well, Kyle Rudolph, no. George Kittle did a double push-off. He did it to break the route, extended his arm back to Sorensen, and then he did it, fully extended his arm again to catch the football. Overall, though, this was a very clean physical game. I loved every minute of it. When it was 20-10, I said to myself, I feel something, man. I felt something was brewing. Super Bowl champion Chiefs sounds pretty impressive if we're being quite honest with ourselves. Andy Reid gets it done and will go down in Kansas City history. And no, Donald Trump, it's not the great state of Kansas, I'm just saying. But Kansas City made big-time news. Their Cinderella story was completed. And by Cinderella, I don't mean because they were some team that just popped out of nowhere. I mean because they had a 10-point comeback in all three of their playoff games. And I'm just going to spit it out now. That has to be a record. Like, there's no way that's not a record. If there is, I want people to tell me right now. That's just impossible what they did. Down by 24, down by 10, down by 10 again. It was just incredible. Kyle Shanahan unfortunately stole the spotlight. If this was any other coach besides Kyle Shanahan, I feel like maybe there would be something else. I feel like there would maybe be Patrick Mahomes would be the guy that everybody was talking about. But no, because Kyle Shanahan was the offensive coordinator when the Falcons blew a 28-3 lead. Then he now becomes a story because he blew a 20-10 lead, despite everybody saying how he came from his father's tree and he wasn't going to do it again. He was calling the plays just to show people that he could still do it. But I told you guys on Friday, I did not trust this team. All season long, I was told about my ketchup and macaroni and cheese on how I didn't believe the 49ers. Listen, I get it. They mopped the floor with the Vikings and the Packers. But they were completely outcoached in this football game. Steve Spagnuolo, to me, did an exceptional job on defense as well. Because you had Steve Spagnuolo, who got his defense hot. They were only down 20-10, and that seems like a milestone in the Super Bowl, especially when the 49ers were celebrating the way that they usually do, which is cocky. But the fact is, I feel like Steve Spagnuolo's run defense mapped out the run the entire night. And before you say, well, they averaged 6 yards per carry, had 100. Listen, I get all that, but if you didn't watch the game, don't speak to me. Because the game, if you looked at it, there was a lot of missed tackles by the Chiefs. Because there were many times where they would hit the guy behind the line of scrimmage, and somehow, someway, the 49ers guy just had enough speed to get around him. But Chiefs were not fooled all night. They deserved to win this football game. This was not a 49ers collapse. This was a Chiefs comeback in a very good and well-fought game. As for the halftime show, it was news to me that Shakira all of a sudden can shake her hips. Did you guys know that? I had no clue that Shakira could shake her... Listen, yes, come on, NFL. Come on. Also, the commercials, there were about 3 good ones. Unfortunately, one of them I don't want to admit, but it's true. The third best commercial, I'll count it down. The third best commercial was Post Malone's Posty Bar. Posty Store. The Posty Bar was funnier. Look that up on Twitter. Post Malone walks into a convenience store, and he says, Bud Light has seltzer now, and so he goes into his brain and all of his senses with all the face tattoo people. His taste buds are screaming because they love it. And so that was kind of funny. Then he starts knocking the store around. because he doesn't know what he wants. And then say, oh, I'll just get both because I'm rich. That was pretty funny. But again, the Posty bar was funnier on Twitter. The second best commercial was Tom Brady, who made the punk had to the man just had to steal the spotlight one more time, right? So Tom Brady, there was a cryptic post on Twitter earlier last week, where Tom Brady posted a picture of a black and white photo showing himself walking inside of a stadium. What does this mean? Well, it means that Hulu not only just has live sports, but they have everything else. Funny thing, I was actually watching it on a Hulu TV, and it was like, I believe a whole minute behind. Like, we were watching it live, and my friends were texting me. I had to put down my phone in the second half so I wouldn't see anything. Like, it was that bad. So I don't endorse Hulu. I'm just saying. The best commercial to me was Jason Momoa, a.k.a. Aquaman, who was in a Rocket Mortgage commercial. He ripped off his biceps and then rips off his hair, and he's secretly bald. That was very funny. All three of those happened within like the first quarter, so that was kind of a downside to that. But hey, at least they knew people were going to be turning the game off. I don't know. That was just weird. But hey, really good game. As for the MVP, Patrick Mahomes, I get it. He played like dog crap for the first three quarters. I get that. And I get that he wasn't very good until the final quarter. I understand that Damian Williams overall had the better game. But I'm going to tell you why Patrick Mahomes did win the Super Bowl MVP. And it may be surprising to you. Damian Williams, despite having the better game, did not make the play, or should I say plays. There were times in this game where you could remember a Patrick Mahomes play. Whether it be he fumbled the ball and then jumped back on it before anybody else could. It could have been the time where he dove for the end zone and took a big-time hit. And he took like 3 of those in the entire game, which is pretty hard to look at. But there's one play in the beginning of the fourth quarter where I said to myself, this dude is going to win this thing and win the MVP. Because I agree with you, Damian Williams was the MVP for a good part of this game. But Patrick Mahomes, on a first down scramble where he dove and put the ball past the first down marker at like his own 30, that to me proved everything on why he should have been the MVP. MVP of the regular season is about stats and nice plays like Lamar Jackson had. If Damian Williams had done this all season, he might have won the MVP of the regular season. But in the Super Bowl, Patrick Mahomes made the plays to win the game, and that's what counts. People like to talk about the stuff about how Patrick Mahomes wasn't very good. Let's see how Tom Brady, he played like crap for 3 quarters and then shows up in the fourth quarter. Why does he win MVP? Because he made the plays to win the game. And that, to me, is the difference. Patrick Mahomes has got to win the MVP. It wasn't because they had an agenda, because I don't believe the game was scripted whatsoever. If you believe the game was scripted, why are you watching football? There was no way this game was scripted. Great game by both teams. Well played, fair game by both teams. I believe the better team won. Contrary to popular belief, the better team won. And Andy Reid gets his ring.